Welcome back to the journey of 100 facts about dinosaurs, where we travel through time and uncover the great mysteries that have slept in silence for millions of years. Thank you for continuing to accompany Prehistoric Dreams, where every story is a doorway into a vast ancient world filled with sound, color, and the primal breaths of Earth in its wildest age. Before we begin, take a deep breath. Relax your shoulders. Gently close your eyes for a moment. Imagine this. You are standing in an open land of the Cretaceous period. The wind carries the scent of wild grass and damp soil. In the distance, the deep, rumbling growls of predators mingle with the heavy footsteps of colossal herbivores. The sky stretches endlessly above, where clouds drift slowly across an amber-colored horizon. Today, we enter Part 8, Predators and Prey, where the ancient world becomes its most vivid, fiercest, and most strategic. Have you ever wondered what happened in the brutal confrontations between Tyrannosaurus rex and Triceratops? Why did Spinosaurus, the great swimming predator, dominate the rivers by hunting giant fish longer than a bus? Why did Ankylosaurus, Stegosaurus, and the ceratopsians evolve such unique defensive weapons like spikes, armor plates, and tail clubs? The natural universe is not only conflict, it is perfect balance, where every species evolves to survive, to adapt, and to claim its place in the harshest ecosystem the planet has ever known. In the next 10 facts, we will explore sophisticated hunting strategies, unique defensive secrets, the most iconic prehistoric confrontations, and how every species, from the fierce to the gentle, played its part in the tapestry of life. If you are ready, step into the shadows of the ancient forest, where every crunch of dry leaves could be the sign of a predator, and every distant roar could be the final warning for the hunted. Shall we begin? Fact 1. The destined clash between Tyrannosaurus rex and Triceratops, the most iconic battle of the Cretaceous period. Now, imagine that you are standing before the curtain of time, gazing into an ancient world where every sound echoes loudly, every creature is powerful, and every moment could be the thin line between life and death. Before you is the late Cretaceous period, more than 67 million years ago. A time when two of the greatest beings to ever walk the earth entered a tense, fateful ecological relationship. Tyrannosaurus rex, T-Rex, the ultimate predator, and Triceratops, the three-horned warrior, the living shield of the prehistoric plains. This was not merely a confrontation between predator and prey. It was the balance of an ecosystem, the culmination of millions of years of evolution, and the symbol of nature's greatest arms race. Setting: the ancient plains where earth and sky trembled. At the end of the Cretaceous, North America was a vast region of sprawling grasslands, conifer forests intertwined with wetlands, and a climate warmer than today. The wind carried the resinous scent of trees and the faint moisture rising from wide marshes. Great rivers cut through the valleys, where herds of Triceratops moved slowly, like massive biological tanks. Not far away, deep within the dense forests, the shadows swallowed everything, and within that darkness waited the colossal predator, Tyrannosaurus rex. This creature was not just a hunter, it was the pinnacle of evolutionary design in the role of a killer. As tall as a small building, longer than a bus, teeth longer than a human hand, sharp as bone blades, the strongest bite force in the entire history of land animals. Every step it took sounded like a distant drum echoing beneath the earth. Every breath was like wind howling through a canyon. Triceratops, in contrast, was a living mountain, a moving fortress, a massive bony frill as large as a steel door, 3 long, deadly horns capable of skewering even the largest predators, a body weighing up to 10 tons, solid, stable, and terrifying when provoked. If Tyrannosaurus was the swordmaster of the plains, then Triceratops was the fortress of life. 2 creatures, 2 survival strategies. What makes the clash between T-Rex and Triceratops so iconic is the perfection of their evolutionary strategies. Tyrannosaurus rex, the intelligent killer. T-Rex did not attack recklessly. It observed, evaluated, calculated. Scientists have discovered its eyes faced forward, stereoscopic vision, eagle-like long-distance sight. Its sense of smell was extremely strong. It could detect prey from kilometers away. Its brain possessed enlarged visual and olfactory regions, excellent prediction abilities. It hunted like a creature that thought, planned, and chose the perfect moment to strike. Triceratops, the fortress that fights back. Triceratops did not only defend, it attacked, anticipated, and coordinated with its herd. Fossils show its brow horns were incredibly strong. Many healed fractures prove it fought often. Its frill was thick enough to withstand a T-Rex bite. Its powerful forelimbs allowed it to pivot quickly, much like how buffalo confront lions today. Its weapons were not merely beautiful, they were practical, precise, and deadly. The fateful moment, a battle of titans. Imagine the scene. The wind sweeps across the grasslands, carrying the earthy smell of damp soil and the distant chirping of insects. A fully grown Triceratops grazes on ferns, its eyes alert and scanning the horizon. Its herd stands nearby, forming a protective circle around the young. At the edge of the forest, among the shadows, a pair of golden eyes opens. Silent, focused, T-Rex emerges. It steps out from behind the trees, sunlight glinting across its rough scales, muscles rippling beneath its skin. Its massive jaws part slightly, revealing rows of bone-crushing blades. Triceratops instantly pivots, its great frill catching the sun, its 3 horns pointed directly at the predator. That moment, just a few seconds, feels like it stretches into centuries. Neither moves, only 2 gazes lock. The gaze of a hunter long familiar with killing, and the gaze of a defiant warrior, protector of its herd. Then, T-Rex charges, and Triceratops charges as well. The collision echoes like thunder. The ground shakes beneath the weight of 2 giants. T-Rex bites down on the frill, but the thick bone forces its jaws open. Triceratops sweeps its horns sideways, nearly driving them into the predator's flank. The battle spirals. T-Rex tries to circle behind to reach the hind legs. Triceratops keeps pivoting, refusing to expose a weak point. At one moment, T-Rex leaps back, then lunges forward, but Triceratops thrusts upward with its horns, an attack strong enough to toss a charging predator off its feet. A horn strikes T-Rex in the shoulder. It roars, the sound shaking the entire forest. But T-Rex does not retreat. Both creatures understand. This is more than a fight. It is a battle for life. Fossil evidence. Stories written in bone. Paleontologists have found abundant evidence proving these clashes were real. Triceratops fossils with healed T-Rex bite marks they survived battles. T-Rex skeletons with injuries matching Triceratops horn strikes. They suffered serious wounds. Fossils of both species found in the same geological layers. They lived in the same region at the same time. This means not one, but thousands, millions. Fact 2. Spinosaurus and the giant fishes, the predator of prehistoric rivers. Imagine the wind around you, slowly turning into the sound of water, gentle ripples rolling along an ancient river where sunlight shines through murky currents, carrying the smell of mud. decaying leaves, and the breath of colossal creatures hidden beneath the surface. Today, when people think of giant predatory dinosaurs, most immediately picture T-Rex. But in another part of the Earth, within the vast deltas of North Africa, more than 95 million years ago, there existed a hunter stranger, more unusual and perhaps the most unique creature in evolutionary history, Spinosaurus aegyptiacus, the Egyptian spine lizard. Not a land-dominating predator, not an ambush hunter, Spinosaurus was a river stalker, half crocodile, half dinosaur, designed almost perfectly to hunt gigantic fishes longer than trucks. And the astonishing truth is this: its unique evolution was shaped by the very giants beneath the water. A world of water, the colossal ancient river. North Africa during the Cretaceous was nothing like the barren desert we know today. It was a paradise of water. A massive prehistoric river flowed across the continent like a giant artery. Wetlands stretched hundreds of kilometers, swamp forests, reeds, and tall rushes towering over humans, giant fishes, freshwater sharks, and numerous semi-aquatic beasts. This was Spinosaurus territory, an ecosystem where the mightiest predator was the one that swam best. In this world, the water reflected the golden African sun. 6 to 8 meter-long fishes cast enormous shadows across the riverbed. And above them, another shadow over 15 meters long began to approach. Spinosaurus, the strangest creature ever to walk the earth. If Tyrannosaurus Rex is the ultimate warrior, then Spinosaurus is the monster of the river. No dinosaur looks like it, a body longer than a bus. From nose to tail, Spinosaurus reached 15-18 meters, surpassing even T-Rex. Its elongated body, large scales, and likely dark, crocodile-like coloration made it even more imposing. The massive sail on its back, a towering structure over 1.7 meters tall, perhaps used to regulate heat, to attract mates, or make it look larger when threatened. Short hind legs, like a stork sass. This shocked scientists. Its short back legs and broad feet resembled those of swimmers rather than runners. It wasn't made to sprint like T-Rex. It was made to wade, swim, and dive. Long jaws and pointed teeth like a crocodile, not the bone-crushing teeth of T-Rex. Spinosaurus had round, sharp, non-serrated teeth perfect for gripping slippery fish. A wide, flattened tail like a giant paddle. Recent fossils show Spinosaurus had a tail shaped like a large oar, powerful enough to propel its huge body through water. All this tells us one thing. It wasn't a land predator, it was a river monster. The giant fishes, prey of the water beast. Spinosaurus didn't hunt land dinosaurs. Instead, it faced opponents even more fearsome. Ancient freshwater sharks, 4-5 meters long. Creatures like Hybodus and Onchopristus, with saw-like teeth. The giant bony fish, Morsonia, 6 meters long, as big as an SUV, and weighing nearly a ton. Enormous lungfishes, living for centuries. Creatures that breathed air and ambushed prey from the mud. Prehistoric sawfish, some exceeding 9 meters long, among the deadliest underwater rivals. These were not small river creatures. They were true monsters, capable of intimidating any predator. But Spinosaurus evolved specifically to battle them. Hunting strategy. The harmony of strength and current. Picture the scene. Sunlight shimmers across the river. Giant fishes drift slowly, keeping distance from one another like shadows. A faint hiss echoes as something slices through the water. Spinosaurus steps into the riverbank. It does not rush forward. Instead, it moves quietly, slowly, each step creating soft ripples like breaths on water. It can sense vibrations through pressure-sensitive pits on its snout, just like crocodiles. Every movement of fish, every tremor, every disturbed droplet. When a 5-meter Morsonia draws near, Spinosaurus lowers its body slightly. Its tail sways gently, pushing against the riverbed, and then, in an instant, it strikes. Its jaws snap shut, teeth sinking into the fish's body, The bite is strong enough to clamp down, but not crush, perfect for a fish hunter. The Morsonia thrashes, sending waves crashing like a miniature storm. But Spinosaurus simply twists its head, using its massive weight to pin the fish into the mud. Moments later, the water calms again. Sunlight dances across the river surface. Underwater rivals. Spinosaurus did not always win. Interestingly, Spinosaurus was not an unbeatable ruler. It had to contend with Onchopristis, the sawfish with blade-like teeth. Fossils show its teeth embedded in Spinosaurus jaws, meaning Spinosaurus lost battles. Giant crocodilomorphs, crocodile relatives 10 meters long. Some could bite back, even counterattack. Sarcosuchus, the super crocodile, 12 meters long. This was the greatest rival. Clashes between Spinosaurus and Sarcosuchus must have been monumental. Water exploding like waves, roars echoing, their combined 30 meters of muscle twisting in battle. No one knows who would win, but it was certainly one of the fiercest fights of the ancient world. Evolutionary meaning. When prey shapes the predator, the true wonder of Fact #2 lies here. It was the giant fishes that shaped Spinosaurus evolution. If prehistoric fish hadn't grown so enormous, Spinosaurus would not have needed to evolve. Crocodile-like jaws, short legs, paddle-shaped tail, massive claws for gripping slippery prey. A fully water-adapted body. Predator and prey created each other. A giant creature can only survive if another giant creature is large enough to sustain it, and the ancient river sustained both. The greatest water predator and the largest fishes to ever exist. As the sun sets, the river turns deep orange-red. You can almost see Spinosaurus walking quietly along the riverbank, its heavy steps slow but steady, its tail brushing through tall reeds. Every ripple is a reminder of a distant past, a time when the largest creature on Earth was not the one standing on land, but the one swimming beneath the water's surface, silent, majestic, unmatched in power. Spinosaurus was not a warrior. It was the soul of the river, where life and death flowed together in an endless, eternal current. Fact 3. Ankylosaurus, the living tank of prehistory and the masterpiece of defensive evolution. Before you is not the modern world, but an immense coniferous forest of the late Cretaceous, where sunlight filters through towering canopies and scatters into shimmering patches on a ground blanketed with ferns. In that place lived a creature unlike any other, a being upon which nature seemed to pour all its creativity to forge the greatest defensive machine ever to walk on land. A dinosaur so formidable that even the strongest predators approached with caution. Ankylosaurus magniventris, the fused lizard. This was not merely an armored dinosaur. It was a legend of defense, a masterpiece of evolution, and living proof that nature could create a creature nearly impossible to harm. Setting: quiet forests and the shadows of predators. In the late Cretaceous, North America was draped in vast pine forests, with lichens, moss, and thick ferns covering the earth beneath. Ankylosaurus lived in a world not of speed or agility, but of endurance and unmatched strength. It did not hide, it did not run fast, it did not vanish into the brush. Its appearance, bristling with armor, spikes, and a clubbed tail, was like a proclamation delivered straight to any predator. If you choose to attack me, be prepared to pay the price. In these forests, predators watched silently from the shadows: Tyrannosaurus rex, Dakotaraptor, and many other razor-toothed hunters. But none approached Ankylosaurus lightly, the most perfect armor in the history of animals. Imagine seeing an Ankylosaurus emerging from low shrubs. Sunlight strikes its thick backplates, glinting like steel. Osteoderm plates. Its entire body was covered in hundreds of bone plates, oval-shaped, rugged, extremely tough, embedded deep beneath the skin. They resembled the interlocking plates of a war chariot, sturdy yet flexible, allowing Ankylosaurus to withstand powerful blows while still moving smoothly. Shoulder and flank spikes. These spikes formed a living fortress wall, ensuring that any predator lunging at it would suffer injury before even reaching the flesh beneath. A fused skull like a helmet, the entire skull was built from tightly interconnected bone plates, true to its name, ankylosed, forming a natural helmet. T-Rex could crush the bones of many creatures, but piercing Ankylosaurus's skull was far more difficult. Thick, layered skin. Each armor plate was wrapped in layers of skin many times thicker than that of modern animals, like shock-absorbing padding placed over steel. The tail club, a weapon of destruction. This was its signature feature. It was no ordinary tail. The Ankylosaurus tail ended in a massive club weighing tens of kilograms, made of dense bone and powered by incredibly strong muscles capable of delivering a strike with the force of a sledgehammer. Researchers say a full swing could break the leg of a T-Rex. A strike to the ribs or belly could cause devastating injury. The tail club was a warning. Come too close, and you may not walk away. Slow movement, but full of confidence. The strangest thing is, Ankylosaurus never needed to run. Every step was heavy and slow, carrying an air of calm similar to modern forest elephants. These creatures moved through the woods like living boulders, unhurried, deliberate, almost serene, as if perfectly aware that nothing could easily harm them. They fed on leaves, ferns, and low-growing plants. Their jaws were small, but their jaw muscles powerful enough to tear and grind tough vegetation. And that slowness was their survival strategy, conserving energy, avoiding unnecessary attention, projecting psychological dominance. I am not afraid of you. When the predator appears, the beauty of defensive strategy. Imagine this moment. The forest air grows still. Ancient birds fall silent. A massive shadow appears between the trees. Tyrannosaurus Rex. It does not charge immediately. T-Rex was an intelligent predator. It observed. Ankylosaurus's armor was too thick to bite through, the skin too tough for a lethal wound, the tail too dangerous for an attack from behind, the body too low to strike from underneath. But T-Rex still needed to eat. It circled, searching for an opening. Ankylosaurus turned with it calm, calculated. Its head stayed low, armor ready, tail raised like a suspended hammer. In the moment, T-Rex believed it found a weak angle. Ankylosaurus swung its tail. The strike was so powerful that the air itself seemed to tremble. The club crashed into T-Rex's leg. A roar exploded through the forest. T-Rex retreated not because it feared the ankylosaur, but because it knew another blow could break its bones, cripple it, and doom it to starvation. This was not a battle. It was a lesson. Fossils retell the past. Scientific evidence is clear. Many Ankylosaurus fossils show no fatal bite marks. Its armor worked brilliantly. Some T-Rex bones show healed fractures consistent with ankylosaur tail club impacts. Ankylosaurus tail vertebrae show massive muscle attachments, proving faster and stronger swings than once thought. This means Ankylosaurus didn't just survive, it thrived, overpowering predators through endurance alone. Ecological meaning. When defense becomes art. In the prehistoric world, survival didn't belong to the strongest or the fastest. It belonged to those most perfectly adapted. Ankylosaurus chose a different path. It did not run, it did not hide, it did not win through teeth or claws. It won through invulnerability, through endurance, through unshakable resilience. And that is the greatest lesson Ankylosaurus leaves us. Sometimes, to survive, you do not need to be the strongest. You only need to be strong enough that nothing can bring you down. As the sun sets behind the treetops, the glow of dusk reflects off its armor, turning it bright red and gold like heated metal. It turns its head, stepping slowly into the deepening shadows, unafraid, unhurried, unbothered, because it knows, in the harshest world Earth has ever known, It was the unbreakable fortress, the symbol of resilience, and the living proof of the power of perfected defense. Fact 4. Stegosaurus. The art of defense through radiant backplates and the deadly Thagomizer tail. Let your mind drift far, far away, back to an age older than T, Rex or Triceratops, a world of the Jurassic, more than 150 million years ago. You stand in a lush green valley where gigantic ferns tower above your head, where ancient ginkgo trees cast wide shadows, and where each breeze carries a blend of damp earth, tree resin, and the raw scent of primordial grass. In that space lives a creature that, at first glance, embodies the exquisite harmony of nature. Stegosaurus stenops, the roofed lizard, a being that blended aesthetics with the fierce practicality of self-defense. The great plates lining its back like living sails, the tail tipped with 4 sharp spikes like a weapon forged by nature itself. Stegosaurus was not a hunter, not aggressive, yet it possessed one of the most formidable defensive systems in all dinosaur history. Today, we step into its world, a world of giants, the Jurassic Age. The Jurassic was the age of peaceful giants and ever-watchful predators. Ancient conifers as tall as buildings, herds of Diplodocus longer than a train, Brachiosaurus rising like mobile cranes, and Allosaurus, the dominant predator, observing silently from the shadows. Stegosaurus lived among vast fern fields, feeding on low plants that grew beneath mighty trees. Its body was massive, but its gait slow and calm, as though it moved in sync with the quiet breathing of the Jurassic forest. A unique shape, strange yet perfect. If you saw Stegosaurus for the first time, you might wonder, why does it look like a sculpture carved from abstract art? But every detail on its body had purpose. The dorsal plates, plated armor. Stegosaurus carried 17 to 22 large bone plates rising along its spine, arranged in 2 alternating rows like ancient roof tiles. These plates were up to 60-70 centimeters tall, thinner than you'd expect, yet remarkably strong, filled with blood vessels, capable of changing color when flushed with blood, similar to a rooster's comb or the frills of ceratopsians. Scientists believe the plates serve to regulate temperature, attract mates, display warnings to predators, make the body appear larger and harder to attack. When sunlight pierced the forest and hit those plates, Stegosaurus looked like a glowing stone monument, radiating hues of red, orange, and gold. A sight at once beautiful and intimidating. The Thagomizer, a weapon predators feared. If the plates were art, the tail spikes were war. At the end of its tail, Stegosaurus bore 4 lethal spikes, known as the Thagomizer, a structure with a single purpose: defense through decisive, deadly force. Each spike was over 60 centimeters long, sharp as a bronze spear, hard as steel, anchored to muscles powerful enough to swing like a steel whip. A single swing could pierce bone, cause catastrophic bleeding, drive predators away instantly. An Allosaurus fossil was once found with a shattered vertebra, punctured clean through, a perfect match for Stegosaurus's spike. This proves Stegosaurus had killed predators before, not merely defended itself, but counterattacked with lethal precision. A gentle creature, always alert. Stegosaurus did not hunt, did not rage, did not seek conflict, but it possessed a remarkable trait: unshakable calm and steadfast vigilance. While feeding beneath the forest canopy, it always paid attention to wind direction and distant sounds. Its eyes, though small, remained wide and observant. It knew that survival in this forest meant never letting your guard down, and when danger approached, Stegosaurus did not flee. It did the opposite. It pivoted its body, raised its plates toward the predator, lowered its torso, and began sweeping its tail in a slow, widening arc. This was an intimidation display, a clear message. Step back if you value your life. A tense encounter with Allosaurus. Imagine a noon in the Jurassic. Sunlight burns through the canopy, the heat making the air shimmer. Wind brushes the fern tops, carrying the hum of ancient insects. Stegosaurus grazes near the forest's edge. All is peaceful, until the sharp crack of a breaking branch splits the air. A great shadow appears. Not wind, not accident. Allosaurus fragilis, the apex predator of its time. Over 5 meters tall, teeth like knives, sharp as forged metal, footsteps quiet as a stalking cat, yet powerful as thunder. Allosaurus approaches. It does not roar. It does not rush. It circles its prey, intelligent, patient, a true hunter. Stegosaurus turns with it. Slowly, but with perfect accuracy, the plates rise tall, catching sunlight and reflecting red-orange fire. The tail spikes begin a slow sweep. The forest falls silent. The air stretched tight, like a drawn bowstring. Allosaurus lunges from the flank, but Stegosaurus has been waiting for this. Whoosh! The tail lashes up with such force that the air trembles as if sliced. A spike drives into Allosaurus's leg, deep enough to pierce muscle and scrape bone. A thunderous roar explodes across the forest. Allosaurus retreats, blood darkening the ground. It knows that one more blow could kill it. In pain and fury, it vanishes back into the forest. Stegosaurus stands motionless for minutes, ensuring the danger has passed. Then it simply lowers its head and resumes eating, as if nothing had happened. Such is the calm of a creature that does not flee death, but meets it with resilience and unimaginable precision. Science unravels the body of a peaceful warrior. Fossils reveal a tiny brain, yet perfect for its role. Its brain was the size of a walnut, but that did not hinder it. It needed no elaborate planning, no hunting strategies, no complex decisions. It only needed to detect danger, swing the tail, survive, and it fulfilled that role flawlessly for millions of years. A tail muscle system of tremendous power. The rear vertebrae show large, bony projections for muscle attachment, evidence of astonishing tail strength. Highly vascularized plates for heat regulation. Dense networks of blood vessels confirm the plates acted like biological radiators, evidence of real combat. Many Allosaurus bones show healed wounds caused by Stegosaurus spikes. Not theory, but history, written in bone. Ecological meaning, where beauty and danger coexist. Stegosaurus is a unique icon of evolution. It did not run, did not wield sharp teeth, did not rely on speed, did not attack without reason. Yet, it possessed a defensive system both artistic in form and devastating in function. It is proof that, in nature, survival arises not only from strength, but from a breathtaking balance of defense, awareness, and harmony. When night falls over the Jurassic Valley, the shadow of Stegosaurus under the moon looks like a stone monument, soft in posture, yet edged with the sharp silhouette of its plates. Its breaths are slow and deep, merging with the rhythm of the wind. It has no idea that millions of years later, humans will study its fossils and speak its name with admiration. But that night, in the untouched forest, Stegosaurus is simply a creature living its own rhythm, steady, patient, and beautiful in a way unlike anything else that has ever lived. Fact number 5. Ceratopsians, the art of self-defense through horns, frills, and the power of unity. When speaking of creatures that possessed extraordinary defensive systems, we cannot overlook a group that left an indelible mark upon the entire late Cretaceous. Ceratopsians, the horned dinosaurs. This group includes legendary names such as Triceratops, Styracosaurus, Pachyrhinosaurus, Centrosaurus, Chasmosaurus, Torosaurus. Each species carried its own set of horns, its own distinctive frill, and its own way of life, but all of them shared a single purpose: to survive in a world filled with colossal predators. The Cretaceous Plains, a painting of life and conflict. The world ceratopsians inhabited was not dense forest nor swampy marshland, but sweeping grasslands stretching all the way to the horizon, where strong winds blew across the earth and the ground trembled beneath creatures weighing several tons. Across those vast plains, herds of hundreds of Centrosaurus migrated with the seasons. Styracosaurus raised their long forward-pointed horns like spears aimed at the sky. Triceratops strode slowly, their shining bone frills lit by the sun. And in the distance, lurking like a shadow, Tyrannosaurus, Dacotaraptor, and other apex hunters. You might imagine it like the prehistoric Serengeti, but everything was larger, fiercer, and infinitely wilder. The ceratopsian body, a masterpiece of defensive evolution. Ceratopsians are among the greatest examples of how nature can turn ordinary bone into weapons and armor of remarkable effectiveness. The frill, a living shield, a massive bony structure rose from behind the skull, containing holes or solid plates depending on the species. Its purposes included shielding the neck and shoulders from a T-Rex bite, anchoring powerful muscles for horn movement, display during mating, intimidating predators, possibly regulating body heat. When a Triceratops faced a T-Rex, that frill became a warrior's shield, one capable of withstanding the strongest land bite force in Earth's history. The horns, each species a different design. No two species shared the same architecture. Each was crafted with a purpose. Triceratops, two long forward-facing horns and a smaller nasal horn perfect for piercing the predator's belly or thighs. Styracosaurus, one long nasal horn plus 6 enormous spikes around the frill, spreading damage in every direction. Centrosaurus, a long, spear-like nasal horn, devastating when charging. Pachyrhinosaurus, no long horns, but a massive block of bone on the nose like a living battering ram. At a glance, they look like ancient warriors, armed for battle. Strength behind the armor. Beneath the enormous frill was a system of powerful neck and shoulder muscles. When a ceratopsian drove its horn into an enemy, the impact could pierce flesh, fracture bone, knock a predator off its feet. Not luck, but millions of years of perfected evolution. Defense strategies. Not just weapons, but intelligence. Ceratopsians did not rely solely on raw strength. They used strategy, coordination, and unyielding resolve. 1. Forming a defensive circle. When threatened, an entire herd would push the young into the center. Adults stand around them, horns outward, frills raised high. Just like modern muskox or buffalo, even T-Rex hesitated before such an impenetrable wall. 2. Attacking with speed. Surprisingly, many ceratopsians, especially Centrosaurus, were fast runners. They could reach 25-32 kilometers per hour, enough to turn a horned charge into a deadly strike. When a 3-6-ton animal charges at you, it stops being an animal. It becomes a living battering machine. 3. Intimidation. Upon sensing a predator, ceratopsians would stomp the ground, roar, raise their frills, and swing their heads so the horns caught the sunlight. It wasn't mere display. It worked. In nature, no predator wants to risk injury. If the danger is too high, the hunt ends. The legendary confrontation, Triceratops versus Tyrannosaurus Rex. No discussion of ceratopsians is complete without this iconic duel. Imagine a late afternoon. The sun burns red in the west, stretching long shadows across the plain. A full-grown Triceratops is grazing, Its herd stands nearby. A shadow appears at the horizon. T-Rex. The battle begins. T-Rex circles, seeking a weakness. Triceratops turns steadily like a moving stone pillar. Frill raised, horns leveled. T-Rex lunges, but Triceratops charges with such force that it lifts the 12-meter predator off the ground. Many T-Rex fossils show broken leg bones, punctured ribs, the exact shape and spacing of Triceratops' horns. This proves Triceratops didn't just survive, it won. Fossils tell the truth. Scientists have found Triceratops bones with healed T-Rex bite marks they survived attacks. T-Rex skeletons with deep horn punctures struck by ceratopsians. Frills with tears and fractures, proof of battles between males during mating season. These wounds are history, stories carved in stone across millions of years. Ecological meaning, strength beyond aggression. Ceratopsians embody a beautiful truth of nature. They needed no sharp teeth, no claws, no overwhelming speed, no need to strike first. They survived for millions of years through collective strength, resilience, courage, and weaponry shaped by astonishing evolution. In the ancient world, ceratopsians were true warriors, silent warriors who fought only when necessary, but when they did, they fought with everything they had. When night descends upon the prehistoric plains, you can imagine the silhouettes of ceratopsians standing guard around their young, their giant frills rising like fortress walls. Moonlight glints along their horns, turning them into silver blades of ancient soldiers. The star-filled sky illuminates their horns, their bone, their rugged skin, and in that moment, you can feel the sacred essence of nature. A creature that may not be a hunter, yet remains powerful, steadfast, and magnificent in its own way. Fact number 6. The cooperative predators, raptors, and their cunning pack strategies. The Cretaceous period, where ancient canopies intertwined like vast nets covering the sky. In a place where sunlight could only slip through in narrow streaks, you hear the soft rustling of leaves, a faint click, then the quiet roll of a pebble. Nothing appears in sight, but you feel something watching you. It isn't a T-Rex, not an Allosaurus, not one of the giants. It is something far quicker, smarter, and dangerous in a completely different way. Dromaeosaurs, raptors, masters of pack hunting, with intelligence surpassing many other dinosaurs. Today, we step into the world of cooperative predators, small but calculating warriors, capable of taking down prey many times their own size. Habitat, where shadows become allies to the sly. Over 75 million years ago, in the dense forests of North America and Asia, conifers rose like deep green pillars. Ferns grew thick like walls of vegetation. Beneath the damp soil, insects hummed non-stop. Occasionally, the calls of early prehistoric birds echoed through the canopy. In this world, silence was a weapon. The faintest shift in leaves, the slimmest shadow dancing in weak sunlight, could signal the beginning of a hunt. Raptors, dromaeosaurs ruled these forests. They were not giants, they were not the strongest, but they were swift, intelligent, and worked as a seamless unit of warriors. Unique anatomy, the design of a small but deadly assassin. Raptors, such as Velociraptor, Deinonychus, Utahraptor, possessed features perfect for tactical predation. The sickle-shaped claw on the second toe, their most iconic weapon, measuring 7.35 centimeters depending on the species. Sharp as a blade, retractable to preserve sharpness, used to slash, grip, and inflict severe wounds. This claw wasn't only for attack, it functioned like an eagle's talon, pinning prey to the ground. Light, agile, fast bodies. Most raptors ranged from 1-2 meters, Velociraptor, to 6-7 meters, Utahraptor. But they shared traits: hollow bones, strong hind muscles, long balancing tails, remarkable speed. They were the track and field athletes of the prehistoric world. Large brains and sharp senses. Relative to head size, raptors had significantly larger brains than many dinosaurs. This allowed them to make rapid decisions, communicate within the pack, predict prey movement, learn from failed hunts. They did not hunt purely by instinct. They hunted with strategy, primitive feathers. Fossils show many raptors had feathers, useful for insulation, communication, and possibly for threat displays. Pack tactics. What made raptors the nightmare of prehistoric forests? A lone raptor wasn't strong enough to fell large prey, but together, they were an elite force. Multi-angle pursuit. Raptor packs often split into 3 groups. A group to drive the prey, a flanking ambush group, the main attackers at the rear. This left the prey with almost no escape path. Communication through calls, low hisses, throat clicks, tapping claws. These sounds formed their language. A sequence of small clicks could mean circle left, prepare to strike, the target is weakening, attacking through persistence. Raptors didn't rush recklessly. They bit and retreated, wearing the prey down through blood loss and exhaustion. Once the prey weakened, the pack swarmed, targeting the weak points. They avoided thick flesh. Instead, they aimed for the neck, the belly, the thighs, jointed legs. This shows remarkably calculated tactics. The classic hunt: raptors versus Tenontosaurus. One of the most iconic prehistoric hunts involves Deinonychus hunting Tenontosaurus. Imagine an 8-meter Tenontosaurus eating low leaves in a sparse forest. Strong, but slow. In the shadows nearby, a pack of 6-8 Deinonychus circles silently. No roaring, no frantic running, only the soft rustle of leaves and padded footsteps. The first group darts out, driving the Tenontosaurus into the predetermined direction. The second group lies in wait on the left. The final group blocks the escape route. Panic sets in. The Tenontosaurus charges straight into the trap. Raptors leap onto its sides. Their sickle claws hook into its ribs. Sharp teeth bite at its neck. Another clamps onto its leg to throw it off balance. The Tenontosaurus bellows, tossing a few raptors aside, but the pack doesn't stop. They attack in waves, like warriors taking turns rushing into the front line. Minutes later, the prey weakens. Its legs buckle. The fall is the end. Fossils confirm real cooperation. Science reveals Deinonychus fossils found alongside Tenontosaurus bones, evidence of pack hunting. Scratch marks on bones match raptor claws. Many raptors found dead near prey, likely killed by counterattacks, proof of cooperative attempts. Raptors had advanced brain structures for sensory coordination, not imagination, not exaggeration. Raptors truly were tactical hunters. Ecological meaning: strength born from intelligence, not size. What made raptors terrifying was not their size, their claws, their speed, their muscles, but their ability to work together. They are one of nature's clearest examples that cooperation can defeat brute strength. A single raptor is not much of a threat, but a pack, that is the nightmare of the ancient forest. When dusk envelops the prehistoric woods and golden light slips through the branches, you might see the silhouettes of raptors moving in silence. They do not roar. They do not boast with raw power. They survive through intelligence, cooperation, keen observation, and hunting precision unmatched by any creature of their time. In the deep forest shadows, when faint clicking sounds echo among the bushes, it isn't the wind. It is the signal of the most intelligent hunters the Cretaceous ever created. 7. Giant predators hunting small prey. The unexpected strategy of Giganotosaurus, Carcharodontosaurus, and the colossal assassins. You are standing in the southern hemisphere of the Cretaceous period, where the winds sweep across vast grasslands, carrying the warmth and scent of dry earth. In the distance, barren, rocky mountains rise beneath the blazing sun, and there, colossal figures walk some of the largest predators the world has ever known. Giganotosaurus, Carcharodontosaurus, Mapusaurus, creatures taller than a bus, longer than a freight truck, each step shaking the earth beneath them. But here is the strange truth. These giants didn't only hunt massive prey like Argentinosaurus or Paralititan. Often, they chose a far more surprising, far more strategic path, hunting smaller, easier, energy-efficient prey, even though their massive size was enough to intimidate the entire landscape. A little-known fact, even the largest predators on the planet still had to save energy. The southern hemisphere grasslands, land of giant shadows. At this time, South America and North Africa were nothing like today. The landscape was dry, sprawling grasslands, low, sparse forests, wide but shallow lakes, winding rivers cutting through rocky ground, and occasionally rough mountain ridges. This was the home of the largest prey Earth ever created, Argentinosaurus, over 35 meters long, weighing as much as dozens of elephants combined. But hunting a creature like that was far from simple, required multiple coordinated attackers, could take hours or days, extremely high risk, very high chance of injury, consumed enormous energy. So the giant predators chose a different strategy. Hunt smaller, younger, weaker prey. Hunt efficiently instead of violently. Giganotosaurus, the cold-blooded hunter of Patagonia. Imagine a Giganotosaurus striding across the Patagonian plains, 4 meters tall, 13.5 meters long, razor-serrated teeth, long legs, leaner than T-Rex, faster than people imagine. Many believe it only hunted gigantic prey. But the truth is, Giganotosaurus was extremely smart about energy use, an efficient hunter. Fossil studies show that stomach contents of Carcharodontosaurs often contain bones of small species, not titanosaurs. Their teeth were designed for quick slicing, not for gripping huge prey. Their bodies were suited for speed, perfect for chasing mid-sized prey. This proves they frequently hunted medium-sized iguanodonts, ornithopods, juvenile dinosaurs, young hadrosaurs, fast runners like Gasparinisaura. These prey were far easier to catch than a towering Argentinosaurus. Carcharodontosaurus, the shadow of ancient North Africa. In ancient North Africa, before the Sahara existed, lakes and wetlands spread across the land, home to another giant, Carcharodontosaurus, the shark-toothed lizard, 12-13 meters long, over 6 tons, 20 cm, serrated teeth, incredibly fast for its size. Yet its hunting method was very calculated, targeting small but efficient prey. In an ecosystem shared with Spinosaurus and Sarcosuchus, Spinosaurus dominated fish and river prey. Sarcosuchus ruled wetlands. Large carcasses were highly contested. So what did Carcharodontosaurus hunt? Whatever was easiest. Medium and small, herbivorous dinosaurs, lone juveniles, ornithopods, antelope-sized animals, even stolen bites from Paralititan herds when opportunity arose. A quick bite to the leg or neck from a 6-ton predator was enough to doom any creature. Mapusaurus, the pack-hunting giant. Mapusaurus lived similarly to Giganotosaurus, also in Patagonia. What makes it special is this. Mapusaurus fossils have been found to gather evidence of pack hunting. But what did they hunt? Not always Argentinosaurus. That was rare, high reward, but extremely high risk. Most of the time, they hunted smaller species, fast-running herbivores, juveniles separated from their parents. Hunting in groups allowed them to corner prey, push them into narrow ravines, cut off escape routes, force the prey to fall. A low-effort but highly effective strategy. Why did giants prefer smaller prey? A fascinating scientific truth. 1. Hunting large prey equals high risk. One kick from an Argentinosaurus could break bones, crush a skull, permanently disable the predator. A wounded predator equals starvation. 2. Large prey required too much energy. To bring one down required long chases, repeated attacks, continuous biting, full group cooperation. But small prey, quick, safe, low energy cost. 3. Juveniles were much easier targets. The ancient world was full of dinosaur young, like antelope calves in today's Serengeti. They were nutritious, easy to catch, poorly defended. 4. Ecological niche separation. Just as modern carnivores divide prey resources, Carcharodontosaurus and Spinosaurus split their hunting grounds. Spinosaurus fish, an aquatic prey. Carcharodontosaurus, medium land dinosaurs, avoiding direct competition. A surprising hunt. Giganotosaurus and the small prey. Imagine this. Blinding sunlight scorches the Patagonian plain. A small herd of Gasparinosaura, barely 1 meter long, feeds near the forest edge. Fast, but careless. In the shadows, a massive head slowly rises. Not to intimidate, not to roar, but to calculate. Giganotosaurus calmly steps forward. Primitive birds scatter as its mountain-like shadow stretches across the ground. The Gasparinosaura herd bursts into panic. Giganotosaurus doesn't chase the strongest. It chooses the one that stumbles behind. One precise bite, and the tiny prey disappears into its jaws. A small meal, but enough energy to live for hours without wasting strength. A perfect survival strategy. Fossils confirm this truth. Evidence shows Carcharodontosaurus teeth, marks on small dinosaur bones. They hunted easy prey. Mapusaurus fossils found together pack behavior. Muscle studies show they were built for speed, ideal for mid-sized hunts. Few signs of frequent attacks on titanosaurs. Science proves the giants were not just brutal warriors. They were brilliant strategists. As the red sunset washes over the ancient grasslands, you see the silhouette of a Giganotosaurus lumbering across the hardened earth. It doesn't need a grand hunt. It doesn't need to show off its power. It doesn't always fight giants, because it understands a simple truth nature has taught for millions of years. The strongest isn't the most aggressive. The one who survives is the one who is wise. Fact number 8. Speed is life. Ornithomimus, gallimimus, hadrosaurs, and the art of escaping the predator's claws. Take a slow breath in and exhale, as if you are letting go of all the noise of the modern world. Now, let your imagination drift to a vast plain of the Cretaceous period, where strong winds blow and wild grasses bend with every breath of nature. This is the land of the chase. A place where one moment of delay, one misstep, one tiny stumble is the boundary between life and death. In a world filled with giant predators like T, Rex, Dacotaraptor, or swift hunters like Troodontids, there were species with no sharp claws, no armor, no horns, and yet they survived. They possessed the most ancient power of nature: speed, reflexes, absolute vigilance. These were creatures like Ornithomimus, the bird mimic hunter; Gallimimus, the giant chicken mimic; Struthiomimus, and herd-running hadrosaurs like Edmontosaurus and Maiasaura. These were the champions of the art of escape, an essential yet rarely highlighted aspect of dinosaur survival stories. Today, we explore the art of survival through speed. The Cretaceous Plains, the stage of terrifying chases. Imagine a morning 70 million years ago. Vast, endless plains, rivers winding in the distance, ancient birds calling across the sky, the scent of tree resin and dry earth blending together, herds of hadrosaurs, hundreds strong, moving like rolling waves across the ground. This was paradise for predators and the ultimate test of reflexes for the swift. Not a single day passed without the sounds of roaring, chasing, grass being crushed, and life or death battles echoing across the fields. Ornithomimus and Gallimimus, the track athletes of prehistory. When you look at Ornithomimus, you see a lightweight body, long legs like modern ostriches, a slender tail for balance, hollow bones, a wide chest for powerful breathing muscles, small, sharp claws for better traction, large eyes, wide field of vision, all of it forming a perfect machine built for speed. Exceptional speed. Scientists estimate Gallimimus could run 60-70 kilometers per hour. Ornithomimus, up to 50-60 kilometers per hour, with explosive acceleration, like today's Impala. If a T-Rex came after them, Gallimimus could suddenly turn, zigzagging, making it extremely hard for the predator to catch them. Lightning quick reflexes. They had ultra-fast neurological reflexes, instant direction changes, leaping over obstacles, weaving through members of their own herd, dodging the claws of raptors. It wasn't about fighting, it wasn't about armor, it was about running before the predator could even touch them. Hadrosaurs, survivors. Through herd speed and collective tactics, hadrosaurs, duck-billed dinosaurs, weren't as fast as Gallimimus, but they had powerful hind legs, strong hip muscles, excellent acceleration, herd-running strategies to confuse predators. Species like Edmontosaurus, despite being 12 meters long, could run 40-45 kilometers per hour, enough to outrun many predators. Herd escape tactics. When danger approached, entire herds of hadrosaurs would run in a single unified direction, then split into two suddenly, then merge again, while a few adults intentionally slowed down to draw attention away. This behavior mirrors modern-day wildebeests or buffalo herds. Enormous warning calls. Hadrosaurs had long nasal tubes and resonance chambers, allowing them to create horn-like sounds that carried for kilometers, to warn the herd, to call their young, to communicate during migration. Species like Parasaurolophus could produce haunting, foghorn-like tones, a powerful signal for the entire herd. The iconic chase. T-Rex versus Gallimimus. Imagine this, a cool late afternoon, the sun glowing red behind the hills. A herd of Gallimimus is feeding, plucking insects off the ground. Suddenly, a massive shadow appears. Silent, yet its weight makes the earth tremble lightly. Tyrannosaurus rex. The Gallimimus perceive it instantly. A sharp alarm call pierces the air, and then the entire herd bursts into flight. T-Rex lunges forward. It is faster than most people believe, 20-30 kilometers per hour, but not agile. The Gallimimus accelerate instantly, zigzag wildly, turn like lightning, leap over fallen logs with their long legs. Dust clouds explode upward, footsteps thunder, breaths grow heavy. T-Rex locks onto a younger, slower runner. It almost catches it, but the Gallimimus twists sharply. T-Rex is too massive to turn quickly. It skids sideways, loses balance. The young Gallimimus escapes by mere inches. That is the power of speed. Why was speed so effective? Their survival did not depend on claws or strength, but on long legs, wide strides, covering more distance quickly, hollow bones, lightweight bodies, less mass, better acceleration. fast neural reflexes, instant dodging, wide field of vision, eyes on the sides, nearly 300-degree awareness, herd coordination. Predators struggled to isolate a single target. Scientific evidence from fossils. Studies show the leg bone structure of Gallimimus closely resembles that of ostriches built for high-speed running. Fossil trackways show entire herds running together, coordinated escape strategies. Long necks, excellent field of view. Muscle attachment sites suggest great flexibility and agility. Hadrosaurs with healed teeth, Rex bite marks. They escaped thanks to speed. These bits of evidence don't just tell stories. They record each footstep of history, ecological meaning. When running becomes an art of life, the miracle here is, it isn't the strongest who survive, but the most adaptable. Ornithomimus and Gallimimus lived because they ran. Hadrosaurs survived through unity and reflexes. Life isn't only about fighting, but about knowing when to avoid the fight. In nature, fleeing is not cowardice. It is a survival strategy, an ancient art perfected across millions of years. When night falls, the herd of hadrosaurs rests beside the lake, the moonlight shimmering across the water's surface. In the distance, the calls of raptors echo from the forest. A young Gallimimus lifts its head, ears attentive. It does not fear. It is prepared, for it knows that with nothing more than its faithful legs and its nature-gifted reflexes, it can cross the vast grasslands long before any predator comes close enough to touch even its shadow. That is the art of survival, not always defeating the enemy, but never letting the enemy reach you. Fact 9. The art of hiding and camouflage. When prey vanishes into the shadows of the ancient world, you are standing in an ancient forest where sunlight is blocked by dense canopies, leaving only faint streaks of light to touch the leaf-strewn forest floor. This is a place where camouflage is survival, where silence is a weapon, where hiding outshines both speed and strength. The prehistoric world was not only about titanic battles, high-speed chases, or roars that shook the sky. It was also home to hundreds of smaller, weaker, subtler creatures, blending into nature, becoming shadows that predators would never see. Today, we explore this invisible art, one of the least talked about but most sophisticated survival strategies of dinosaurs and ancient creatures. The prehistoric forest, a canvas of light, shadow, and stillness. During the Jurassic and Cretaceous, forests were unlike those of today. They were denser, more mysterious, and filled with plants now extinct. Giant ferns reaching roof-like heights, ancient cycads with fan-shaped leaves, closely packed conifer bushes, towering clusters of pine-like foliage. Sunlight filtered through hundreds of layers of leaves, creating a half-light, half-shadow world, like a scene from a mythic film. In this space, prey animals turned camouflage into a way of life. Not every species ran as fast as Gallimimus. Not every species was as strong as Triceratops, but even the smallest creatures had a choice to become the shadow. Small, feathered dinosaurs, blending through coloration. Many small dinosaurs had feathers, such as Microraptor, Anchiornis, Sinornithosaurus, Archaeopteryx, not always for flying. Their feathers were a cloak of invisibility, dark feathers for blending into shadows. Microscopic analysis of fossils shows many had black feathers with iridescent blue, like crows. Some had dark grey feathers. Others had striped patterns, like forest birds. The significance is profound. Black feathers absorb light hard to detect in the forest. Striped feathers mimic sunlight filtering through leaves. Mixed colors blend with trees, lichen, moss, a stealth strategy akin to modern owls, pheasants, and leopards. Microraptor, master of darkness. Cat-sized, with 4 wings and iridescent black feathers, it lived in the darkest treetops. Standing still, it nearly vanished. Only its pale yellow eyes reflecting light remained visible. Small raptors became nearly undetectable to larger predators thanks to this plumage. Fast but small dinosaurs, camouflaging with earth and grass tones. Species like Orodromius, Leolinosaura, Hypsilophodon, though unarmed, had pale, grey or olive-green skin mimicking moss, grass, soil, bark, a disappearing tactic still used by modern deer or rabbits. Orodromius, the burrow expert, not only hiding by colour. Orodromius dug deep burrows, lived underground, created small escape tunnels under bushes. Large predators like Daspletosaurus could not enter these burrows. This was the safest place on the plains. Leolinosaura, using big eyes to live in darkness. This species had unusually large eyes. See clearly at night, detect predators from afar, escape before the hunter arrives. No fighting needed, it simply needed to see first. Dinosaurs camouflaging by mimicking surrounding objects. Some species naturally resembled tree branches, stumps, rocks, decaying leaves. This was no accident, it was evolutionary strategy. Psittacosaurus, lizard-like body blending with the earth, dog-sized, brown, dark back, pale belly, small spikes along the tail. 3D fossil models show its skin reflected light, like the forest floor leaves, making it nearly invisible. Sauropelta, armored but stone-colored. Even with armor, Sauropelta had brown-grey coloration, low contrast patterns, a posture resembling a large rock. Many small predators passed by without noticing. Species using stillness, stand still to survive. One of the simplest yet most effective techniques. Do not move. In the ancient world, movement equals detection. No movement equals blend into the environment. Juvenile Pachycephalosaurus, standing still under trees. Small, not yet having the thick domed skull. They hid by, standing motionless, tucking in legs, lowering the head, blending into bushes. Predators detect movement. Without movement, they were nearly invisible. Ancient reptiles, playing dead. Many ancient reptiles like Champsosaurus even played dead, like modern lizards. Lay still for minutes, slow their breathing, wait for predators to leave. It may sound strange, but sometimes in nature, the best strategy is doing nothing. Camouflage with the environment, using mist, water, and shadows. Some species took advantage of. Morning mist, tree shadows, shallow water, dust, young Myosaura, hiding in mistis. In ancient Montana, morning mist was thick. Small hatchlings hid in the fog, staying close to their mother. In the mist, predators saw them as faint shadows blending into the white haze. Aquatic tactics. Some small species jumped into shallow water. Their pale undersides reflected sunlight. Predators from above perceived them as mere glints on the water's surface. A strategy still seen in modern fish and amphibians, tracing back millions of years. Science confirms camouflage is real, not imagination. Fossils reveal pigment traces, melanosomes. Many fossils preserve pigment cells, showing Microraptor was black. Sinosauropteryx had striped tails. Psittacosaurus had shadowed backs forest camouflage. Anchiornis was brown-white, like modern forest birds. Footprints indicate hiding behavior. Many sites show abrupt stops and no running marks. Creatures stood still, waiting for danger to pass. Burrows. Orodromius and others lived in self-dug burrows to evade predators. 3D. Light modeling. Shining light on Psittacosaurus models showed perfect blending with diffused forest light. This is strong evidence for camouflage in the age of dinosaurs. Ecological significance. when not fighting is a form of fighting. Nature did not only produce mighty warriors like T-Rex, fortresses like Ankylosaurus, speed champions like Gallimimus, it also produced artists of silence. Camouflage is not weakness, it is the intelligence of survival, the optimal way to live in a world full of predators you cannot fight. This truth reminds us, power does not always win. Sometimes, disappearing from sight is the greatest strength. As the sun sets over the primordial forest, golden light filters through dense leaves, and you may see a small bird gliding by and vanishing completely, a Psittacosaurus standing still like a tree stump, a microraptor blending into the darkness with its black feathers, tiny dinosaurs nestled beneath ferns. No roars, no chasing, no violence, only absolute silence, a silence crafted by millions of years of evolution. Fact 10. The ultimate combination. When predator and prey use every strategy to survive in the harshest ecosystem on Earth, you are standing on the border between an ancient plain and forest, where the sunset casts golden hues across the ground, and the wind rustles through the grass like a gentle whisper of time. In that moment, if you listen carefully, you might hear the heavy footsteps of giant herbivores, the wind gliding over the armor of Ankylosaurus, the distant, deep roar of a T-Rex, the pounding footsteps of Gallimimus, the clicking communication of raptors, and the rapid breaths of creatures struggling to survive another day. All of these sounds merge, forming a symphony of survival, a symphony in which every species, big or small, contributes its own part, a symphony that reminds us no species exists in isolation. Every creature is a link in the complex and harmonious chain of life on Earth. Today, we explore the final truth of this section, the ability to combine every strategy from hunting, defense, speed, intelligence, to camouflage, to survive in the largest ecosystem that ever existed. An ecosystem where everything is dangerous and everything is balanced. The ancient world was not only brutal, it was also balanced, like a thin line between life and death. In that ecosystem, predators had to calculate every step to conserve energy. Prey had to remain vigilant, always ready to run or hide. Every individual was a warrior in the battle between hunger and survival. The wonder is, no species was perfect. Each had a specific set of skills, and survival depended on using the right skill at the right moment. Predators. When strength is not enough, intelligence speaks. Tyrannosaurus, Spinosaurus, Allosaurus, Giganotosaurus. These creatures were not just giants, they were masters of strategy. Strength. T-Rex wielded the most powerful bite in natural history. Allosaurus used lighter jaws to deliver rapid successive bites, like soaring through meat. Giganotosaurus had long teeth to rip into large prey. Speed and endurance. Giganotosaurus had long legs capable of long-distance pursuit. Carcharodontosaurus sprinted short distances for surprise attacks. Coordinated group tactics. Raptors hunted in packs. Mapusaurus could cooperate to encircle Argentinosaurus. Intelligence and analysis. Tyrannosaurus assessed attack angles before striking. Dromaeosaurs adjusted tactics based on prey behavior. Use of terrain. Raptors attacked from bushes. T-Rex waited near riverbanks to trap prey in difficult terrain. These predators were not just strong, they were intelligent, patient, and calculating warriors. Prey. When weakness becomes strength. Ceratopsians, hadrosaurs, Ornithomimus, Ankylosaurus, Stegosaurus, all possessed remarkable defense systems. Armor. The body is a fortress. Ankylosaurus, with plated armor and a clubbed tail, could shatter enemy bones. Sauropelta, covered in spikes from head to tail. Weapons, strike to escape. Ceratopsians used horns to pierce T-Rex bones. Stegosaurus with its thagomizer tail could kill an Allosaurus. Speed, run to survive. Gallimimus could sprint up to 70 kilometers per hour. Leolinosaura used its large eyes to detect danger before fleeing. Camouflage, disappear from the world. Microraptor black as shadow. Psittacosaurus blending with forest soil. Herd tactics, the power of unity. Hadrosaurs running in groups disrupted predator strategies. Centrosaurus formed circles to shield the young. In the ancient world, every species found its own way to survive. When all strategies converge, the ultimate natural battle. Imagine this final scene. A misty morning. On the plain, a herd of Edmontosaurus moves along, unaware that in the distance, a Tyrannosaurus watches. It stands still, no running, no roaring. It waits. The herd notices a tiny rustle in the bushes. A Gallimimus dashes by, alert, eyes scanning everywhere. Nearby, shadows conceal a Dakotaraptor, silently observing. It does not attack the herd, it waits for an opportunity to strike an isolated young. The wind shifts. The scent of the predator group reaches the Edmontosaurus herd. In an instant, the entire ecosystem is in motion. Edmontosaurus bolts speed. Gallimimus merges with the action evasion. Dakotaraptor strikes group coordination. Tyrannosaurus chooses the moment. Explosive power. Ornithomimus, in the distance, hears commotion, hides in foliage. Ankylosaurus stands firm in the forest shade defense. This is not chaos. This is the dance of survival, where each species plays its skill like an instrument in the grand prehistoric symphony. No hatred, no malice, only instinct, intelligence, strength, speed, creativity, and strategy, all woven together. The great lesson of the dinosaur era. No one wins forever, but everyone plays a role. In the ancient world, predators did not always triumph. Prey did not always flee. Every species had its moment. Every strategy had its value. Every body was a masterpiece of evolution. Balance is what allowed ecosystems to persist for tens of millions of years. That is why Fact 10 is: every species uses all its skills to survive, and this creates the harmony of ancient nature. Conclusion of Part 8. Predators and prey. As night falls and the sky fills with stars, imagine the long shadows of dinosaurs stretching across the ground. A small raptor hidden in the bushes, a Gallimimus standing alert under the moon, a heavy T-Rex striding across the plain, an Ankylosaurus quietly eating leaves in the forest shade, an elder ceratopsian guarding its young, and countless other creatures blending into the endless symphony of life. No one is the main character. No one is the supporting actor. Every species writes its own story in the vast ancient universe.